Hello and welcome back to Paris Crochet Flow, or welcome if you're new to my channel. I'm back with another video. I think the last time I posted was when I was organizing my yarn. It still remains quite organized because I haven't really been touching it. I have been working with some scrap yarn that I had in my closet, and really I would like to distash this year. So that's my goal, is to use up all the tiny balls of yarn that I have. Today I have a few things to share with you. I have a few works in progress. I have one that might be a fail and I need to frog a little bit of it before I continue, which is my Valentine jumper. It has turned out quite wide. I don't mind it because I can narrow down on the ribbing around the waist and around the arms, but I have a small part to frog, which I will show you. I have a hat that I'm making. I don't have any more yarn. I'll show you that. It's some alpaca yarn that I had thrifted, and I may not be able to finish it if I don't find the yarn. And I have an upcoming pattern that I have posted on Ribbrl for testing, and it will hopefully be done by the end of February, so keep an eye on this channel. I will have the bunny pattern ready by March. That means we can make some bunnies before the spring markets. So I will start with this hat that I made on one day. I like to bring small projects that don't need stuffing, so I made this hat on trip. It wasn't a long trip, it was maybe an hour, and that's when I made this one. It's just a generic granny stitch, but I started flat with just a double crochet. If you would like me to do a tutorial on this, just go down and comment down below and I can do a quick tutorial on this one. I know there is quite a few of these hats out there, but if you would like to see this specific one, I can definitely do that. For the flower, the rose flower, I'm not sure it's a rose flower fully, but there is a video on how to make flowers on YouTube. I will link the channel down below if I can find it, but I kind of used that concept where you just make some V stitches and then you make multiples of double crochets and you make a flower. So I made the flower using the same yarn and I attached it on the side. I plan to make a red heart using this concept, and I hope to get that done before Valentine. So that's my first finished project. I tried it on my head. I don't think I like the style so much. I kind of like slouchy hats because I have a small head, but I might end up wearing it anyways. I don't have hair on my head, so if the style is more for someone with hair, then it doesn't look right on my head. So anyways, that's that. It's finished. The next finished item I have is this little green man, which is my own pattern, and this is the pattern that I have adjusted to make the bunnies. So I started with the green bunny. So this was the first thing I made, is the green man, and this one can be a base for so many things, including bunnies and other things. So when the pattern for the bunny is out, the only difference if you plan to make another animal would be just changing the ears. So I made that, the green man. He looks grumpy. I used hobby yarn, and I used a 4.25 millimeter hook just because that yarn is a bit small. So that's that. And then I made this bunny, and the pattern is being tested, and as soon as it's out, I'll probably share the link in this channel, so keep an eye on this channel. So I made this first, and the only difference in size is, I believe, because of the yarn. Both of these yarns are Sweet Snuggles from Michaels, but for some reason this one came out smaller than this one, but it's the exact same pattern. I'm still playing around with it because I might have made a few mistakes here and there, but it's being tested, so any feedback will be incorporated before I release the pattern. But I'm so happy with how he turned out. So I already have two, and I'm planning to make more for my market. This was my goal for making the bunnies, because I like following patterns, but also I work on the flow, like I always say, so it's easier for me to follow a pattern that I've made myself, which I usually just call notes. So I made this one basically for myself, but I have put it on Ribbrl for testing, so I can share with anyone who is interested in future to make these ones for markets. So that's that. They are gorgeous, and I'm happy I did this pattern, and I can't wait to see all the makes that the testers are gonna end up having. The other thing I finished is this goose. This is a pattern by Antonina Naimanova. I did make another pattern by her, which was I believe the donkey or a puppy. So this is the same writer. If you want to support the maker, again, it's Antonina Naimanova. I'm going to put their Etsy link down below. And the goose is so cute, nice and small. It works very fast. I think I made it within like 30 minutes, and the next one I can even make faster. So really nice tiny goose. Her patterns I find are very, very easy to follow. Those are my finished projects. No, I have 2 more finished projects, and this one of it is what Queen is wearing. It's just a bandana cowl, and I used Hometown Yarn by Lions brand, and it's weight number 6, and it's gorgeous. I made the red one, so this one I was making so I can write notes, and I did that. So if you're interested, I do have some notes, just notes. It's not a pattern, it's not perfect, it's just notes how I made this, but it's pretty generic. I'm sure there is patterns out there. Then I got myself into the craze of making these multicolored beanies, and this one is a humongous one. It's a giant one. Like I said, my head is pretty small, so this one is pretty heavy and it's very large on my head, so I might end up either gifting it or I will put it on my Etsy store, which is a new thing I restarted. I used to have my Etsy store selling t-shirts. I did drop shipping with Printify, I believe, and then it didn't make sense for me, so I closed down my Etsy shop. I no longer do t-shirts, but I still do have them, a few listed there. So I have restarted my Etsy shop with a plan to maybe put some of the things that don't sell in the market and see whether they end up selling. So this one would be for someone with I think this one could fit someone either with a big head or or someone that's pretty big. I started with 45. As you can see, it's very long. It's not, doesn't even look like a beanie, but the fact that it should be folded makes sense. And if you look at the beanie that people are making, it's inspired by a Supreme beanie that is going for $300+ right now. I don't know why. I have never bought anything from that company, but anyways, that was where I believe all that started, making these hats multicolor. I'm probably gonna make my own, but it's gonna have to be way smaller. But this, so I enjoyed the process. It kind of took lots of my yarn, so it's a nice way to use up scrap yarn, and it turns out really beautiful. I don't mind it. I probably will look for a pom-pom to put on top of it, or I'll make a pom-pom using my own scrap yarn. But yeah, this is a large hat. I will have to measure to see the head circumference, and I'll probably put it on Etsy. So there you are. That's another finished item. One work in progress that is just resting now is this hat. I was just making it on free flow, and I'm just using front post double crochet. It gives you a really nice fabric, and also it's stretchy, but it has alpaca. It's an alpaca blend with acrylic, and it was a thrifted yarn, and the yarn is just says tent sale alpaca. It has no color, nothing, but I have a number here. I don't think I'll find it from the place I got it because it was thrifted. So anyways, I'll probably look on the internet or go back to that store and see if by any chance I can find any. But this is my hat. If I don't find any, I'll just find any yarn with alpaca and finish it that way. It may not match up the color, but it's either probably gonna be my own hat or gifted, so it can be finished whichever way. So that's my work in progress. Now I'll show you my progress on my Valentine's jumper, and I'm reminding myself not to commit to another big project because I need to start preparing for my markets. But let me show you my Valentine's jumper. It's just a basic granny stitch. It turned out very wide just because of how I started it on the top. So I think then if I ever make another one, I just need to start smaller at the neck. So it's pretty wide. I can make a narrower ribbing so that it fits me. But what I did last night is I was making this ribbing using single crochet along like that, and then attaching it back to the body. But as you can see, it's kind of slanted, so I'm gonna have to frog only that part, and I'm just gonna make a ribbing using a front post and back post double crochet instead of this slanting ribbing. And it's still too wide. I would like it way narrower so that it cinges when, like right there, I want it to be just really tight on my wrist. And this one too, I'll make a tight ribbing. That way I think it's gonna look okay, even if it's very, very, very wide. But it's a fail, but I'm not going to be frogging it. I'll still make do, and I think it's still gonna be cute one with either tights or black jeans. So I'll still finish it. And for this one, I had shared with you, I'm using Crafter's Secret Big Idea from Hobby Lobby, and I only used 2 cakes for that wide jumper. I used only 2 cakes, and I think they are going to be enough to finish it completely. So if you have any plans to work on a large project, that is a good yarn, and it's very soft. I said again, it's 100% acrylic, but it's pretty soft to work with, so I don't mind it. So that's about it, I think, for today. I will show you my finished Valentine's jumper as soon as it's done. It's gonna be very baggy, and I just hope it fits because I'm gonna wear it whichever way. Now my plans, I think I have quite a few patterns on my Etsy that I need to work on. One is a pattern that I intend to bring for my market, which is a cow, what is it called, a Highland cow lavy. That one I need to make just because I bought the pattern and I want to use it. And also I want to make another pattern I got from Classy Handmade, Shondell. She has a beanie which is called blocks something. I'll link down below, and I got the pattern and I really want to make it because I have some yarn that close to, I believe, what Shondell have used for her section blocks beanie. I'm gonna be making that maybe in my next rotation. When I say rotation, I have been off for 5 days. I have been plus distracted because I was trying to make the pattern and finishing up trying to work on my Valentine's sweater, so I really didn't do much. But in regards to the beanie I plan to do, I'll do it my next days off, which is gonna be 4 days from tomorrow. So when I end up making that, I'll share with you on this channel, and I will link Shondell's channel down below. Her name is Classy Handmade, and she has an Etsy store. Go and favorite her things. I love her mushrooms. I haven't purchased the pattern yet, but that will be my next item. but for now I want to make the beanie, the section blocks beanie, and I will be sharing with you in this channel. For now, it's bye bye from us, and I hope to come up and probably share the results of my pattern testing with you, and I hope we can make lots of these bunnies for spring. For now, from us it's bye bye. Happy crocheting, happy making, and just go with the flow. Bye now.